Hey book besties, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amanda. I love to read. I am going to try to film a reading vlog. Here's my issue with reading vlogs, with filming them, because I love watching them. You know, the only thing that's coming to mind is excuses, which is why we're here today, because I quite literally just have to do it. It can't be that hard because I obviously am reading like the majority of the time. Last month I read 15 books. And when I was thinking about this earlier, I was thinking like, bitch, you read 15 books. You very easily could have made a reading vlog every single week because you were just reading and reading and reading and reading. So I am here to test myself and my ability to actually record a reading vlog. My issue a lot of the time is really just that I'm a homebody, and I mean that to the fullest extent. I leave the house to go to the grocery store. That's kind of it. I 95% of the time don't have on a bra, don't have on makeup, certainly don't have my hair looking nice. I'm wearing not a lot of clothes, to be honest. So it's really difficult for me to just be like, oh, let me pick up my camera and record me reading, because I'm usually reading in bed looking like a gremlin, half naked. Yeah, anyways, here's to putting in effort to, I don't think I have to look like this every single time I record, but I feel like I should make some sort of an effort to not look like a garbage gremlin, like at least 50% of the time. We're gonna try. I'm gonna have you guys with me, being my inspiration to do this, because if you guys are anything like me, I freaking love watching reading vlogs. They are probably, next to like wrap-ups, they are like my number one consumed type of book content. We're gonna go into another room and get started. Let's get reading. First book that I'm gonna read is If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. Let's jump in. If you don't know anything about this book, this is basically a love letter to 90s rom-coms, literally like said by the author. It's set in the fall of 1997 in a really small town in Vermont. From what I understand, neighbors, close proximity, 90s rom-com vibes. I'm excited to see what all the hype is about. Oh, I fear I'm in this book and I'm only on page 3. Her ex-husband is a dick. I have therapy in 4 or 5 hours. I'm gonna see how much I can get through. I am not a super fast reader, even though 5 hours sounds like the perfect amount of time to finish this book. Yeah, I'll be lucky if I get halfway. Let's keep reading and I will check in a bit. It's been a couple of hours since I started If It Makes You Happy, and I am on page 72. We've since met Cliff, who is her neighbor. Cliff is adorable, hilarious. I already love him. He is giving me John Cusack vibes because he's very sarcastic. He's a single dad. That just seems like a rom-com part. Oh my god, my hair could cooperate today. That just seems like a role that John Cusack would play in a rom-com, is being like a overly sarcastic single dad. So yeah, I'm getting straight John Cusack vibes. I'm loving this so far. It truly is. I am imagining a 90s rom-com, and this is starring John Cusack and Meg Ryan for sure. Love the vibes. Oh my god, I don't know how I forgot to mention the dog. So there's a dog in this book named Rocket that Michelle basically inherited in the divorce because it was her ex-husband's dog. And she's like, oh, this dog doesn't like me. So like they have this weird relationship where like, you know, she's imagining what he's saying when he's giving her looks and whatnot. But this dog is obsessed with the little girl, the 6-year-old. Their like little budding relationship is so cute. It's very reminiscent of Renesmee and Jacob. If you know, you know. It has the same adorable, like, I'm gonna find you no matter where you are. Every single time I see you, I'm gonna run to you and smile. And it's so cute. It's so cute because Michelle is like, she's like an ice queen. She has so many walls up to the point where like she's an overly serious person. She doesn't joke around very much. And Cliff is the complete opposite. He's like almost never serious and is, even if he needs to be stern, he's still kind of like goofy and charming about it. He is really starting to break down her walls, and I just can't wait. The slow burn is in fact killing me. Okay, it's a couple of hours later. I am on chapter 15, page 187. It was just recently Michelle's birthday, which, by the way, I was literally thinking in my head the whole first part of this that me and Michelle are so unfortunately similar. And to find out that she's also a Scorpio, her birthday is like 3 days after mine, that's wild. Are we all like this? Oh. So Michelle has been basically getting people lessons from Cliff because she's an ice queen and that doesn't bode well for customer service. The first couple of like reviews or whatever that she got from people staying at the inn were not great. She just got her first good one. And it's adorable. I also am like really anxiously anticipating when Michelle finally explodes about her feelings about her dead mom, because the book starts out with them at her mom's funeral. She's not crying, she's kind of emotionless about it, and every couple of chapters there's like things sprinkled in about her mom that like other people are telling her from this little town in Vermont. And she's kind of like struggling with the mom that she grew up and knew as her mom and this other person that all these people from this small town know. She still isn't really like openly talking about it. She's getting there, but she's not openly talking about it. And I feel like when that dam breaks, it is going to be really, really emotional. He's starting to like Michelle. Well, I mean, he's liked Michelle this whole time, but like now he's really admitting that he likes her. It is a new day. Yesterday, after my last clip, I read a little bit more. I had therapy, and then the rest of my day just got away from me, and I literally did not get another second to read. It is now almost 12:30, and I have another doctor's appointment today. I'm going to the eye doctor, so that should be fun, but I don't have to leave here until about 3:30, so I've got about 3 hours that I can read, but in about 2 hours, I need to feed and walk Ruby. Got about 2 solid hours where I can try and sit and read, and I will be very interested to see how much I get through. Yesterday, I ended up on page 219, so we are almost halfway through the book. I'm loving it so far. I think the only qualm that I have is that it is so long for a contemporary romance. I think the thing that's bothering me the most is that the chapters are so long. Like, for example, chapter 16 starts on page 200. And it goes all the way to page 223. That is making it feel incredibly long. Just saying. I think if it wasn't for the long chapters, I wouldn't really mind much. Ruby's like impatiently waiting for me to go back to scratching her. Not the 6-year-old dressing up as fucking Steve Austin. Oh, how did I not see this coming? That is so funny. Oh my god. She has on a bald cap. Has facial hair drawn on her face. There have been developments. He kissed her forehead, her temple, her cheek, her jaw, and then he was like, we can't do this. And she was like, oh. He was like, no, I just mean not right now. I don't want to start something I can't finish. Live! This man. Oh, I got a kiss. Hey guys, it is a new day. I have a little bit of a reading update for you. I am a little more than 60% through. We're at the point now where finally, oh my god, we are 340 pages in, and they are both finally at the point where they are about to admit that they have feelings for each other. The slow burn is slow burn. One thing since my last update, I know I was complaining about the chapter lengths being so ridiculously long, and weirdly, after I complained about that, they've gotten shorter. I don't know if it's like because the author wants to like up the pacing of the book, but I'm enjoying it a lot more now that the chapters aren't so freaking long. I'll come back to this in just a moment, and hopefully I'll be finishing this today, and I will have some thoughts for you in a little bit. It is way later in the day, nighttime now, and I have only this much left until it's done. Oh my god.
Do I look ready for outside? Gillig, bye.
Wait. On the whips. On the whips. Come on. How is that helpful?
It's not, but I'm stuck and you're recording.
You just had to pull it down.
No.
Why?
Because it was going to cover my eyes. I couldn't see.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
For context, it is like 50, maybe 40 something degrees outside, and it doesn't ever get that cold here, so. This is exactly what I was hoping would happen. That epilogue. Oh my god. Wow. Hey friends. It is a new day. I just wanted to give my final thoughts because I wanted to sleep on this after I finished it last night. My final rating for this was 4.5 stars. 5 stars is a feeling, and I just didn't get that from this, but it was 4.5 stars. I did absolutely love it. The epilogue. That epilogue really hit me in the gut, especially the My Girl. Yeah, that was absolutely adorable. Did annotate this a little bit. Most of them are probably like things that Cliff said or things about Cliff because Cliff is like the literal perfect single dad. Absolutely love that. I guess I'll save like the majority of my thoughts for like my end of month wrap up, but just know that I really, really enjoyed this and I would absolutely recommend that you read it. It's so good for this time of the year because it goes through October, November, and December. So it literally goes through Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, as well as New Year's, which I thought was awesome. That's like the perfect type of holiday book. Anyways, on to the next book. Sorry for the weird lighting, but I just wanted to go ahead and say that I, first of all, just upgraded my Kindle a little bit. So I got one of these charms on Amazon. It is so cute. And then I also decided over the weekend to fuck around with Pinterest collages and made this beautiful collage. The whole thing didn't like fit properly, so I'll have to like design it differently next time. In any case, I am gonna go ahead and jump into the next book that I'm reading in this vlog, which is Little Stranger by Leigh Rivers. So I don't know anything about this book other than the fact that it's very polarizing. Some people really love it. Some people absolutely hate it. I've seen a ton of people on Fable just straight up DNF it and said that it was weird as fuck. So of course it piqued my interest. We're gonna get into it. Oh, the trigger warnings are interesting. In case you are also interested and you've not read this book, the trigger warnings basically say the two characters are foster siblings, not blood related, but they are raised together in spider play. Let's jump in. Okay, part 1, we're meeting Olivia and she's only 7 years old. I am already slightly uncomfortable. Well then, second chapter, she's now 11. Okay, now she's 16. One thing I will say that I love already is these chapters are short. The chapters for If It Makes You Happy, that was one of the things that like, it could have never been 5 stars for me simply because the chapters were so long. Now she's 18. So spoilers, just FYI. I will probably spoil things here. If you don't want to read this, you're not interested, you don't want the spoilers, skip ahead. The book starts off with her being 7 years old, and it's really just to introduce that she gets adopted shortly before she turns 7. So now she's 7 with her new family, and they also adopt a boy who's 8. So he's a year older than her, name's Malachi. By the end of the first chapter, he's already like, you're mine. Bro is 8 years old. He's Serious. So then they're 11. And again, it's just kind of showing like how their relationship starts. And when they are 11 and 12, they start sleeping in each other's bed. They are like trauma bonded together. Their new dad is like abusing him. So then they're 16 and 17 and they start kissing on the mouth, but they kiss on the mouth in front of their parents and they obviously freak out. And at that point, oh, I forgot to mention, their parents decided from the first time that they got both of these children that it made the most sense for them to sleep together in the same room, even though they have a gigantic mansion. Yeah. So by the time they're 16 and their parents see them kiss on the mouth, they're like, okay, you need to sleep in separate rooms on opposite sides of the house. How did you let them get to the point of being 16 years old and you're just now realizing this? Okay, got it. Anyway, so now she's 18 and he's 19 and I have a feeling things are going to get spicy very quickly. Yeah. So I have a little bit of a reading update for you guys. I don't know what more to say about this because yikes. I think I said this earlier, or maybe I've just said it in another video. I'm not triggered by most things in books, and I'm not triggered by this, but it takes a lot to surprise me in a book, and this has done that. Ooh, wow. I definitely see why so many people don't like this book. Yeah, if you know, you know. If you don't, you probably don't want to know. Unless you do, then read it and find out, because I ain't saying that shit on the internet. But wow. To talk about a couple of things that are not spoily, the entire first part of book 1 is nothing but Olivia's point of view, and now we are about to get Malachi's point of view. Yep. All right, let's read some more. The mouth on this man. Wow. Hey guys, I have a reading update for you. I have finished Little Stranger. I officially rated it 3 stars. I just don't know what to say about it. I really don't know what to say about it. It was quite different from what I was expecting it to be. It was basically all spice and no plot, so there's that. As the trigger warnings mentioned, it was basically 300 pages of brother-sister kink. You know, I rated it 3 stars, so I didn't hate it. I don't know what that says about me. I didn't hate it, but also definitely not my favorite, to the point where, like, this is a duology and I'm not going to read the second one because I don't care. The way that the first book ends, I feel like the author wrote it this way on purpose, obviously, but I feel like she intentionally made the ending very, I don't want to say anticlimactic, but like it didn't end on a cliffhanger. It doesn't feel as though you have to read the second book. It's more like, if you want more brother-sister smut, read the second book, because I wrote it just because. But I don't think there's an actual reason to read the second one. Maybe I'll pick it up in the future, but I truly am just not in the mood for it right now. So we're gonna move on to something new. And that new thing, okay, Kendall, can you work with me, please? Girl, bye. The next thing that we are going to read, I have actually already started reading. I know, your girl is learning about the reading vlog situation, and I am learning that I am low-key terrible at it, and that's fine. That's fine. You literally have to start somewhere. The next book that we're going to be reading together is the first book in the Shepherd's King duology by Rachel Gillig called One Dark Window. This is a well-loved cult classic, essentially, at this point, and I can't believe that it's taken me this long to get into it, but I think we are now finally in a really great place in my fantasy journey to read this. I literally just started part 2 called The Mist. The first part was called The Cards and was, if you don't know anything about this book, the magic system in this book is kind of based on things like tarot cards, and there are 12 of them. So every chapter starts off with this little thingy, which I haven't quite figured out if it's actually like related to the cards or not, because they continue past 12. So I don't know what that's about yet. Yeah, all I can really say so far is probably the first 9 or so chapters, like the first 20 to 25%, I was like, what is going on? A little, and by a little, I mean a lot confused. Sorry, I'm re-tabbing my tabs because sometimes I don't realize until after the fact how off my ratio is, and some of them be sticking out a lot further than the rest, and that drives my OCD ass crazy. Anyways, I have tabbed quite a bit so far. I am loving it. I still don't 100% know what's going on, but hey, that's part of the beauty of reading. So, anyways, I'm going to shut the fuck up so that we can continue reading. I am also immersively reading this by listening to the audiobook on Everand. Let's get reading. Good morning. It's a new day. I also have a new setup, which is really cool. Feel official anyways. I did get a new tripod and it has some lights on it, but for some reason they're blinking. And I don't know what that's about, but it's driving me absolutely insane. So, you know what? Fuck it. I have natural light right now, so we're just gonna go with that. I'm taking my hair out right now because I slept in braids and it looks a little crazy. Anyways, not that my hair looks any better, but it looks, I guess, a little not so crazy. We are on chapter 23, 60% through the book, and I absolutely have to finish this book today. Because guess what tomorrow is? It's November 18th, aka the release day of Brimstone, aka Quicksilver #2, and you know your girl is excited about Brimstone. We literally have to finish this book today. Don't care what happens, we literally have to finish reading this book. Hey guys, it's another new day and I do have a reading update for you. I finished One Dark Window last night and I have some thoughts. My first thought is I'm a little bit disappointed. I think my expectations were exceedingly high, and the second thought is that I know, unfortunately, that I didn't give this book my full attention. For some reason, when I was reading this yesterday, when I was reading it on Saturday, I was like really tired and I was really struggling to stay awake while I was reading it. I tried switching to the audiobook and playing a game on my phone, which will usually keep me awake and interested, but I don't know. I don't know if I like lost the mood in the middle of reading it. I just know that I didn't give it my full attention. So like those two things combined, it's not that I didn't like it, but I didn't love it. And I was really expecting to love it. Feel a little weird about it. I also feel like I just had so many people's opinions in my head while I was reading this. Like I heard one of the book girlies that I watched forever ago mention that they thought and wanted the nightmare to be the love interest. So like that was constantly in my head and I was just like, huh? I just feel like I would have felt a lot differently about that character had that not been in my head. Secondly, the nightmare is a lot of people's favorite character. So, like, that was in my head, and that was kind of weird. Was it good? Yes. Do I want to reread it? Yes. Because I feel like now that I have like the full story, if I were to reread it, everything would make a lot more sense from the beginning because I was confused for like the first 30 to 40% at least. Honestly, like the entire story is confusing until maybe like the last 20% and everything starts to come together and you're like, oh, oh, oh. But before that, it's a lot of information, it's confusing, and that definitely, oh my god. Anyway, I have mentioned to you guys before that I have such high like filming anxiety when my partner is here. It's irrational. I absolutely understand that about it. A lot of my anxieties and fears are irrational. Welcome to anxiety. And he literally texted me because he works from home on the phone and he was like in between calls and he was like, "Are you on the phone? Why are you talking? Stop listening to me." Anyway, about One Dark Window, I don't even know what the fuck I was saying other than the fact that I didn't love it as much as I anticipated loving it. That happens, especially when expectations are so high. for a cult favorite like this one. The other unfortunate thing about this is I won't immediately be reading Two Twisted Crowns, and that is because today is November 18th. Brimstone, aka Quicksilver number 2, came out today, and I'm literally going to jump straight into reading that because I quite literally can't avoid spoilers. I almost literally, well, not almost, I literally had a spoiler last night simply by almost reading the synopsis of book 3 because it's already put up on Amazon. Damn it. And I had forgotten about it and just remembered. Anyway, so I'm not going to be reading book 2 immediately, which either leaves room for me to reread book 1 and feel better about it, or I don't want to put out into the world that it's going to further degrade my reading experience. So we're going to say that it's going to be awesome and it's going to turn everything around for me. And I'm going to love it even after separating in between book 1 and book 2. I'm going to wrap up this reading vlog. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for spending your time with me. I really appreciate it. This was a fun experiment over the last week to see if I can, in fact, record a reading vlog. And you know what? Did I do it? Yes. Did I do it well? That is yet to be determined. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. I am going to immediately start recording my reading vlog for Brimstone. So see you on the other side.